This is the Conspiracy palette. Cheese dust. Not a fact. This is what it looks like. It looks so good. Hey guys! Guess what I got in the mail today? I got my order from the Jeffree Star Shane Dawson collection. I'm so excited. So we're just gonna dig right in. I got 3 items. I wanted to get 4. Well, honestly, I wanted to get everything, but I can't afford that. I live in Europe, so I got my order from Beauty Bay. I tried 3 different websites when it launched. I tried Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I tried Beauty Bay, and I also tried Tan Store, which is a Norwegian cosmetics retailer, and everyone crashed. Every single store ever crashed. And it took me like 3 hours to get these things. I also wanted to get the small palette. I only got the big one, but it sold out. But for now, here is the first thing that I bought. This is the Conspiracy palette. Let me know if you want me to do a video on the mini controversy as well when that comes out again. This is what it looks like. It looks so good. It is quite bulky. It feels really nice and sturdy. It's like a nice hard cardboard, I think. It has these metal locks. One of them is really easy to open and the other one is quite hard. This is absolutely beautiful. I am so excited. As you probably saw in the title, I'm going to go through the things that I bought, but I'm also going to do 3 makeup looks with the palette. This is the next thing I got. This packaging is completely squished. This is the Velour liquid lipstick in the shade Shane. And this is like a, I think they called it like a golden gunmetal or something like that. And it says Shane Dawson all around the cap here, which is awesome. I will definitely be wearing this for one of the looks that I'm doing. This is what it looks like. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks pretty even, so I think this is going to be nice. I love the packaging with the gunmetal cap. I'm not a huge fan of pink, so his regular like bright pink cap doesn't really speak to me, but this is so nice. If I like this one, I really want to get the other like golden-y color. I don't remember the name of it. And then the last thing that I got is the pig mirror. So obviously I needed to get the pig mirror. This box is huge. It's so cool. And this is so big. Oh, it's shiny. For some reason, I just thought that this would be a lot smaller. But this is nice. Like, I can actually see my entire face in this, which is awesome. This is a great size. I think it's definitely worth the price. It sounds a little bit cheap. Like, there's some room between the mirror glass and the plastic backside, but it's nice. So for the prices, like I said, I paid on Beauty Bay, and everything was in Norwegian prices. So I paid 501 for the Conspiracy palette, 272 for the hand mirror, and 174 for the liquid lipstick, which is cheaper than it is on the Norwegian sites. But I also did have to pay for customs and tolls, which I wouldn't have if I bought it from the Norwegian site. So it probably got like evened out, I think. Like the colors. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so that you can see it a little bit better. There, you can see it. This is so pretty. There's a little red splotch on one of them. Oh my god. I just swatched sleep paralysis to get out the red pigment, and oh my god. I do think we need to swatch all of these, but I'll do that at the end. We're just gonna jump right into the first look, and I'm feeling inspired. So we're gonna start with the smoky eye. I have become quite boring when it comes to my makeup, and smoky eyes is really not something that I do a lot. For my eyeshadow primer, I'm just using the PS like Primark eyeshadow primer that I always use, and then obviously we have to use the pig mirror for this. This palette is just, it's so pretty. This is my first ever Jeffree Star eye makeup palette. I've just swatched one shade, but it seems like it's going to be awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna say the shade names. So I'm starting with my Pills, which is like a light pinkish color, which I can use just here too as a blending color. Only problem with the hand mirror is that you have to put it down every time. So obviously there's also a mirror inside the palette. which is good if you are bringing it to travel, which although it is bulky, if you have enough space, I do think it will be a good travel palette because there's such a huge selection of colors. There's 18 colors in here. I just want to do everything. This is so bad. This is my Rise here, which is a matte black. So obviously I'm not a professional makeup artist. Just to blend it out. I'm going to go into my root beer or diet root beer, which is a little bit of a more darker golden brown. These colors are so nice and pigmented. I'm going to use my ring finger into Diet Cola, which is an amazing, super bright metallic silver. And I'm gonna, oh my god, look at that color. I like to use my fingers for my eye colors or like the lid color. I just feel like it makes it pop a lot more. And then I'm going to go into sleep paralysis also with my ring finger, and I'm gonna apply that right on the outer corner right here. Formula is so nice and super smooth. And then I want to do something a little bit more different than just like this type style. I'm going into Cheese Dust, which is super, super bright orange. And I'm going to try not to pick up too much. And I'm going to just go over where I put my Diet Root Beer before. And then with the same brush, I'm going back into my rides here. And I'm just going to layer that right in the middle right here. This silver is just so good. I can't get over it. This is a super old little H&M thing, and I'm gonna use this under my eyes, and I want to grab some of that warm tones that I had up in my crease. So I'm going to add just the Theory. I'm gonna add that under my eyelash line and completely just put it into my eye. And then I'm grabbing Spiraling, and I'm gonna add that to the outer corner to mix this into the black. I'm gonna go into Ranch, which is a very shimmery white, and I'm gonna apply that under my brows. So for my skin tone, Ranch is pretty much the only highlighter shade that is in here. And then I'm just touching up the silver Diet Cola. I have a couple of new brow products that I want to try. So this is one of them. And this is the Ardell Brow Confidential Brow Duo. We're gonna do my eyeliner. As pretty much always, I'm using the AOA Wonder Liner, which is a dip liner with a brush tip. I recently got this primer from Revolution. This is the Onyx primer, which is black, and I have no idea how much I actually need, so that might be too much. I'm just gonna dab over my face with a makeup sponge really quick. For my foundation, for this look, because I do have like imperfections and stuff right now, I will be using a more heavy duty foundation. This is the Matte Clay foundation from The Body Shop. It is very, very full coverage. I'm looking gray, so I think maybe I used way too much primer. This is the Pro Conceal by LA Girl in the shade Porcelain. I'm also going to use just a little bit on my forehead to make it look a little bit more not super gray. Under my cheekbones, I'm going to use a little contour stick. This is the Sculpt FX by AOA in the shade Fawn. I'll be using the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in the shade Apricot in the middle. And then for my actual like highlighter, I'm gonna be using Ranch from the eyeshadow palette, which again is that silvery white that I used on my under my brows, and I'm gonna tap off a lot because it is an eyeshadow. And then I'm using the same color on my finger. And then under my lips, I'm gonna use a little bit of Fawn. And then because my eyes are so matched, I will be using a more natural color. So I'll be using another AOA product. This is the Wonder Matte lipstick in the shade Hero, which is like a burnt terracotta type shade. This is the most makeup I've had on my face in a good while. So this is the first look, the smoky eyes. All of the eyeshadows have blended together perfectly. It looks nice and smooth and even. So for the next look, we are going to start off with a fresh face of no makeup. Alright, it is the next day and I'm ready to do look number 2. And today I wanted to do the more natural kind of look. So I think for the most part, we're going to be doing this top line right here, and I think this Just in Theory color is going to be amazing with my blue eyes. For the eyeshadow primer, I'm just doing the same one that I did yesterday. Also, today is November 16th, and I don't know if today is the day when the relaunch was supposed to be, but I got to pick up the smaller mini controversy palette from Beauty Bay today. So I should have that. It was shipped like an hour or two after I bought it. It was so quick. So if you want me to do a video similar to this with the mini controversy palette as well, with doing a few different looks, let me know. I do like using the warm tones, but I will be starting with my Pills again, just as a blending color right in my crease. Also, this video is going to be so long. I'm going in with Tanacon and Cheese Dust now, just to make Tanacon a little bit more warm toned. And I'm like tapping my brush a little bit back and forth into each color so that I get a good mix, which should be pretty equal on both eyes. I'm gonna take a little flat shader brush and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of spiraling, and I'm just gonna place that right here. This is such a pretty color. And I'm going in with my ring finger. Like I mentioned, I do prefer using my ring finger for my lid color. And I'm going into Just a Theory, which is gorgeous. And then I'm going in with a little bit of an eyeliner brush, and I'm dipping that into my rides here. And I'm going to be using this kind of as an eyeliner, just to get a little bit more definition. So I'm just going to put that like right at my lash line. I'm going into Just a Theory with this brush, and I'm just going to brush it over where I just placed the black so that it doesn't get too dark. I'm using a clean blending brush, and I'm going into Root Beer, which is the darker of the browns. I kind of do wish there was an even darker matte browns, because the shade difference between my Ubris here, which is black, and Root Beer, which is like this kind of brown color, it's quite large. So I kind of wish there was a like an in the middle shade, but we're using Root Beer, and I'm just gonna use that to blend this out even more. This is a little angled eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Ranch because I don't want too much of a highlight with this look. I'm just going to place that right underneath my brow. I'm going to blend that out. And then I'm going in with the same little brush as I used for my inner corner yesterday. And I wanted to use Ranch, but I kind of want to do something different. I'm gonna use my Diet Cola instead, which is the super bright silver, on my inner corner. This is such a pretty color. And I like to do a little bit of a pop of color. So I'm gonna wipe this brush off into my little thing, and then I'm gonna be using something a little bit more fun for the bottom line. So I'm gonna be using Illuminati and Conspiracy on my bottom lash line, both with this brush. So I'm going into Conspiracy first. And then I'm not cleaning off the brush, but I'm putting a little bit of Diet Cola just in the bottom of the inner corner right here. And kind of blending that into Conspiracy. Then I'm gonna use this little faux whites pencil from NYX. This is in the shade Linen. I'm using the Fiber Lash Mascara from Kix. For my brows, I'm using the Eylure with Fleur de Force and a little brow palette. And I'm just using a flat brow brush. I'm going into the darker of the two colors. For my foundation, I will be using a lighter foundation. This is the e.l.f. foundation serum, and this doesn't have very much coverage. So I'm going to be using a green braced primer. This is the Essence Prime Plus Studio Redness Correcting and Pore Minimizing Primer with green clay. Honestly, I don't know how much a green primer actually helps. I don't really want to do a lot of concealing, so I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion. This is a green color corrector, which is supposed to cancel out redness. I'm just gonna tap it right where I am very red right now, which is basically just right there, right on the side right here, and then right there. Then I'm just gonna pump this to my hand, and then I'm using an e.l.f. powder brush to, well, brush that into my skin. And then I do like to wear just a little bit of contour. With this foundation, I don't really feel like I need any blush because it really doesn't cancel me out that much. So I'm just gonna put on a little bit of highlighter. And I'm gonna be using a not very natural highlight, but I like that. This is Hypothermia from the Skin Frost, and it is so pretty. So just a little bit on top of my cheeks. And I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit so that it's not just a streak. On my Cupid's bow, I'm going to be using Ranch just like yesterday. I'm just gonna not use as much. I was thinking either natural with Stockholm from NYX or a little bit brighter with Diva from Jeffree Star. This is Sheer Rapture. I think maybe I'm gonna combine these two because I do want, my lips are a little bit chapped, so I do kind of want a not super matte look. This is the finished natural look. There's not really that much to it. I do like the more warm toned eyes, and I do think the green underneath, it's not like super obvious, but it kind of brings in my hair, which I really like. I hope you enjoy this look, and then we're just gonna jump right into the colors. I'm ready for the third look, and this one is going to be all color. I'm using the same primer. After using this for 2 looks, this is such a great palette. Jeffree Star is expensive, but also the quality of this palette is just so good. For the first shade, I'm using a really big fluffy brush, and I'm going into Tanacon. I say in my crease, but I use it over my crease, which I usually do for all of my crease colors, because I have hooded eyes. So I don't want to put it like into my crease because then you wouldn't be able to see it. I'm using another fluffy brush, and I'm going into my pales, which also I have used for every single look, but for me it's just the best blending color because it is like pretty much my skin tone, just a little bit more pink. I haven't like planned this out beforehand, but I know for sure I want to use that insanely bright neon yellow. This one right here. It's food videos and it is just so bright. So we're gonna have to try it. This doesn't go on as bright as I actually thought it would. And then I'm using a flat definer brush and I'm going into pigment, which is a like pink color. And I'm just gonna put that right where the yellow ends. And then I'm going into the red, which is called Flaming Hot. And I'm gonna put that in the outer corner. And I'm also going over pigment and a little bit into the yellow as well with this color too. Going into my pals, and I'm gonna blend this out. Going back into food videos, and I'm gonna blend that yellow. I'm going in with my ring finger, and I'm going into Trisha, which is like neon, super pink, and I'm gonna pat that like right at the bottom of my lid. And then I do want to darken up my crease a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Not a Fact, which is a super dark like burgundy purple color. And then as usual for my highlight, I'm going to be using Ranch. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going to be mixing just the Theory and Ranch. I don't know what I want to do for my brows, so I'm just going to use this. I'm going to add Not a Fact at the end of my bottom lash line. And then I'm going into Just a Theory. And I'm gonna use a little bit of Flaming Hot in the middle right here to bring out a little bit more of the red. I'm following that with my eyeliner, and I'm gonna use the W7 Extra Fine eyeliner in the shade Black. My eyeliner doesn't match at all, but it's okay. I'm gonna start with my face makeup. I'm gonna start out with the Tensational primer from Catrice. For under my eyes, I will be using a foundation. This is the NYX Mineral Foundation Stick in the shade Porcelain. I just feel like it gives a lot better precision. I seem to always kind of forget that I need to put on my mascara as well. So I'm gonna do that now. For my foundation, I'm gonna be using the Total Control foundation from NYX. This is in the shade Porcelain. I feel like all of my makeup is in the shade Porcelain. I'm going to go into my Anastasia palette. This is not like the light or the dark or the whatever. This is a custom one that I made on their website. So I have like this yellow one, which is called Banana. I'm gonna put a little bit of that under my eyes. And with a contour powder, I have these two. This is Fawn. And I'm blending the contour upwards. That is a lot of contour. And I'm gonna be going into this darker orangey shade. This color is Peachy. Tapping it off. I found a small power bank that works. For my highlight, I'm gonna be using this shimmery Champagne. That is such a pretty glow. All right, the contour is just so much. I'm gonna go in with this and try to like smooth it out a little bit. I feel like this would look so good with a red lip, but I also want to use Shane. So we're gonna try Shane first. Actually, I don't think it looks that bad with this color either. I do think that the green in my hair does bring in the green in the lipstick a little bit, although I'm not quite sure what color I'm going to describe this lipstick as because it's just so different. Okay, so this is described as a deep bronzed brown with the metallic finish. So that is what this is. Alright, for my red color, this is Kitten Heels by NYX and their Liquid Suede line. This is one of my go-to red lipsticks. I definitely overdrew my lips a lot more than I would typically do, but I just can't be bothered to go back in and fix it, to be honest. This is what it looks like with red lipstick, and I definitely think that I would choose the red or a natural lip over the Shane with this particular eye makeup, but even so, I do think the Shane brought something a little bit more different if you want to make this super bright color a little bit more edgy. So this is the last makeup look that I'm going to do this time around. Remember to leave a comment down below if you want me to do more colorful looks with the Conspiracy palette, or if you want me to do a similar type style video with the Mini Controversy palette once I get that one in the mail. And I'm going to jump right into the swatches right now, so if you don't want to see those, or if you've already seen them 1,000 different times, you can just skip that last part of the video. Alright, let's do the swatches, and then we're starting on the top row. So this is Ranch, My Pills, Tanacon, Diet Root Beer, Just a Theory, and Spiraling. So this is the first row. Alright, now we're doing the second row. So the first shade is Conspiracy, which is the namesake for the palette. Then we have Pigment, Food Videos, which is a little bit more chalky than the other ones. Trisha, which is a super bright pink. Cheese Dust, and Flaming Hot. Alright, then for the last row, so this is What's the Tea, which is really pretty. I just don't know what I would ever use it for. Then Diet Cola, which is amazing. Not a Fact, Sleep Paralysis, Illuminati, and then My Rides Here, which is a matte black. I hope you enjoyed this video featuring the Conspiracy palette. I do think this palette is absolutely worth it. It is expensive, yes, and it is very big and bulky, but with the amount of different looks you can make with this, I definitely go for it. If you can afford it and if you wear makeup, definitely do it. It's really, really amazing. And I've never tried Jeffree Star's makeup before, or like his eyeshadows before, but I will definitely be picking up more of his eyeshadows after trying this one because it's just so good. Like, they're so smooth, they're so easy to blend. The Shane liquid lipstick I also like a lot. I do also want to pick up I Gotta Go and Are You Filming, which were sold out by the time I was able to check out. So when that comes back into stock on the new year at some point, I will be picking it up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this video a big like, leave any comments down below, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon at chrisbeeblack, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!